Okay, so we left off with town placement. We might even change it a little bit more in this video, but for the most part, I can start um, placing the initial mines and the initial starting areas and start building them up. So what I'm thinking is this is an extra large map. So resource generation long term will not be a problem for most of these people. So the starting areas, I'm going to give definitely wood and ore, and maybe one or two other resource generation mines, and then I'll force them to go into the neutral areas to get any more of their resources for daily production. So why don't we just start placing wood and ore with red over here. I'm going to go ahead and place back to player none. So there's your ore pit. And there's your sawmill. And let's see here. How about with red, we give him mercury. And this is most likely going to be the human player, so let's give him something else that might be somewhat useful. Let's give him crystal. Yeah, kind of a tight area, doesn't he? Okay, for blue, go over to my grass. And we'll give blue sawmill. Give blue an ore pit. We'll give him a gold mine and a gem pond. Tan. Oh. Give him some wood. Alright, good. We'll give him some ore. We'll give him sulfur. We'll give him gems. And finally for green, give him sawmill, ore pit, give him sulfur, and gem pond. Okay, so with those four, and I'll get my shipyard built too. I've always been bad about building shipyards, so I'm gonna have to test all of these to make sure that you can actually use all these shipyards. So so there's one that I want to use. Go ahead and place this one. Doesn't look good, does it? What if I move you up there and then I moved you down there? That looks better. No, I don't want. There we go. It kind of blends in. I don't really like how it blends in, so maybe I'll put it up there. There we go. Puts red at a slight disadvantage, but considering that there's so much accessible area up here, I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so there's my 4 initial resources, and there is my shipyard. Red's area is getting kind of tight, isn't it? What's my sizing here? I've got 4 high to play with. So what I'm thinking, I'll go ahead and start building some roads to give me a better idea of where exactly I want this to go. And then I'm thinking, just to make the most, I'll give them an exit over here and an exit over here. Just so that way people can swoop in and fly up there if they choose to not go straight for the castle. Okay, so I need to brush this area. That's probably gonna have to get redone. It's about as good as I could have asked for. It looks odd. I've got just a mountain sitting on top of all this lava, so why don't I clean some of that up? Slide you up. I don't really like that mountain. Give me... Yeah, it looks much better. Okay, creature dwellings. Red's going to be a pretty tough player to build creature dwellings for, simply because the starting area is kind of tight. I might just have it bleed out into the initial area around him, but I definitely want to get a level 3 dwelling in here. Oh, help if I actually placed it. That way he's not fighting for the dwelling. He can tag it and run onto the sawmill. And that way he's not, he at least gets something right away. I'll probably have to I might have to tweak that, but we'll see. So, in addition to that, why don't I give him... Well, he's got level 3. Why don't I also give him... level 5 on the water up here? Why don't I corner it? That way I can kind of brush this off and throw some guards in there. In fact, why don't I do that right now? I'll do a small... brush you off. Brush you off. Need to delete you. And that looks good. That looks bad. Move you over here. Slide you back in. It's the problem with the brush tool on lava. Sometimes it looks good, most of the time it just doesn't. They really want to just put lava right there, don't they? Okay. I'll delete you, delete you. Give me a nice big volcano. Big one. I guess this will work. Okay, that'll work. So now I've got level 3, level 5. So his starting area as far as resource and creature generation is done. What else? Go ahead and delete that. Now he's got an opening down here. And I think what I'll do on this map is I'll give garrison abilities to everyone. That way you don't have to fight to leave your initial area, and you can still protect them if you choose. I'll just do regular garrisons. And before this map gets too much farther, why don't I go ahead and head on over to my spells. I want to turn off Fly, Dimension Door, Water Walk. For artifacts, I want to turn off Angel Wings, Boots of Levitation, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, Spellbinder's Hat. And then there's 2 tomes. Dimension Door is air, Water Walk is water. So you can still get earth and fire, because Fly and Dimension Door are both air, I believe, and I'm going to have to double check that. But I know that you only need to turn off 2 of the tomes. Okay. So we've got your garrison, we've got your resources, your creature generation. Why don't I give you a redwood observatory? Something like that. That way you can see this area. And then why don't I also include, since I just skipped over my stat boosters, get that going. That's a nice area in there. I'm actually gonna put a monster 1 right there just so I remember to block that off. I think 2 treasure chests and good amount of resources. Yeah, that probably deserves more than a level 1. I'm gonna put a level 2 in front of that. Okay. So I need to figure out what to do with this area here. And to be honest, I think I'm going to put a giant... what am I going to do? Well, let's make this easy. First I need to carve my hole up in here. And I'll put another garrison. Do I want another garrison right there? Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? There's nothing really blocking over there. I mean, it would, if blue kind of came across the ocean here and then came down, it would give them free access. This area in here is really where I'm going to need the garrison. There's no way you could use summon boat in this area, so that makes sense, especially with the castle right there. It'd be hard to react. Yeah, I guess I will garrison off all 3 entrances I plan on making and just let the player worry about it. It'll be an interesting strategy to see how much people want to block off and how much they want to leave open. Although if I am going to do that, I'm going to give myself an actual mountain right there. looks good. Something like that. So now you have to run up. You can go out or you can run around this way, and then I'll just build 2 nooks in there. Delete you, you. Slide you down. So now I've got a opening right here, small opening right here, and an opening right here. So what am I going to put in there? How about mercenary pit or mercenary camp, and then thinking a guarded artifact 2 and a treasure chest. And then over here, I'll just do 3 resources guarded by a level 1. Or 2 resources rather. Thought I had more room than that. Tuck you up into the corner, gives me a little bit more room right here. Okay, looks good for a red starting area. I'll guard level 3, level 3, level 1, level 1. Do a pair of wood around you, a pair of ore around you, a pair of crystal around you, and a pair of mercury around you. Now I realize that a good amount of these are easily stealable. Like this crystal right here is almost certainly going to be able to get picked up without fighting the monster. But that's kind of the point. I don't want to make it too difficult on the player, but I do want to be able to have them actually get some resources, but have to fight for the continuous generation. So red's area is looking pretty good. We have wood. I'm going to probably want to clean this up down here. Maybe I'll put in a guarded level 3. Nope, I'll undo that. I'll put a guarded level 3 right there. I'll figure out something for that corner down there. So I have this corner, I have these 2 corners around the ore pit. Other than that, it looks good. I might just throw some extra resources in here. No, I'm just going to scatter resources throughout. Make it nice and easy for him. And then he's got garrison, garrison. And I'll do a final garrison right in here. Okay. So that will do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe. I realize I was probably much more quiet than I was hoping I would be. I promise it gets more exciting when I start doing actual strategy and conflict areas. For now, I'm just trying to get starting areas, and I started off with a very awkward starting area. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, or subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.